Yo. It's your brother. It's your brother TMT, aka Ghost. Back with another installment. I don't know if I'm gonna put this on Patreon or if I'm gonna put this on YouTube. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this thought, but this thought, I'm gonna put it out into the universe. And hopefully you brothers can take hold of that, add it to your files, right? And one thing I gotta say, and this has been said, but I'm gonna say it my way. It's a lot of brothers who are Superman, and you're out here looking for Lois Lanes, and you're wasting a lot of your time, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you really think about it, when you think about Superman in the comics, right? He's pretty much, for lack of a better word, a god, on Earth. He's literally a god. He's an alien, more or less extraterrestrial, but he's his powers. He's literally a god. You know what I mean? The only L he's ever taken was from Doomsday, who was basically the polar opposite of him and more dangerous and more vicious. And you remember that comic, man? That comic was like crack in the 80s when it came out, when Superman got bodied by Doomsday, right? But everybody else in the whole comic universe, that's Marvel, DC, you can add a couple other characters in there, but Superman is pretty much like the epitome, right? And I know a lot of y'all comic heads go like, no, this guy. No, listen, just follow the metaphor, man. Keep it light. He comes to Earth, and he masquerades as a human being, and he meets a human woman that's so beneath him, right? And when he met her, that's Clark Kent, she was fronting on him. She was giving him a hard time, right? Then he finally, tells her he's Superman, and she's all on his nuts now, right? She finds out. Now she's in love, But here's a game that you gotta figure out, right? That Superman should have never been with Lois Lane at all. You know what I mean? The levels was the thing about it, they were not on the same level at all. He should have never been with a Lois Lane. It should have never happened. So a lot of you brothers need to take that into account. That a lot of y'all are like Superman out here. You done did a lot of ill things in your life. I know brothers who's buying fly cars, cribs, houses, doing shit. I know brothers sold 2 beachfront properties out here, and he's moving, and he even being in Brazil, it's like, I'm sick of dealing with broads that's like begging and broke and hood rats and bunch of niggas in favelas and flip-flops, been smashing them all their life. Now they think they could come hang around me. You gotta keep that in mind, dog. Like, all the time. You gotta always consider. That's why when you talk about considering a woman's past, you don't just consider her past sexually, but you got to consider her interactions, like the type of people she been around, the type of dudes, right? And then she come around you and act like she too fly for the sky. That's crazy. That's insane talk, And you got to always you always got to think to yourself, and the biggest problem with the whole sphere of men and women relationships is the lack of confidence in self-image. I always say that a lot of brothers have poor self-image, and if you feel like there's things wrong with yourself, work on it, man. It's all type of procedures, and go to the gym and eat right, and worry about your skincare and the dentist, and so many procedures. You're missing hair, you can fix that now. So it's so many things that you could do to correct physical things, right? Of course, keep your spirituality on point, keep your mentality on point, keep your money on point, keep your hustle right. All of those things are good, right? But you can always correct what you don't feel is right about you as a man. And it doesn't have to include nothing false. It's just maybe replacing or fixing things. It is what it is. Wear and tear on the body is real. You get older, things change. You gotta, I went to the gym today and I was like, yo, I usually walk, but today, I bought, like I said, I bought them nice Nike running shoes, and I'm like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna start getting into a jogging and interval type thing. And what I realized when I started to run was that I was able to run for a good amount of time. You know what I mean? Like I was able to go for straight, like you got the time, and I was on like 9. 8, 9, and I was able to do that for damn near a minute and a half straight, even going into 2 minutes. Like I was like, damn, and then it actually felt kind of good to be running, your body moving like that, because I usually just walk, incline and stuff like that, but I decided, let me just add some more jogging into this, give myself a little more of that burn, when you get the body moving for real, and it felt good, you know what I mean? And these are things like I didn't realize I had that much wind, you know what I mean? Because I'd never really just like running. I was worrying about my joints, and of course that is an issue, but I'm not running on hard surface. I got comfortable running shoes, and it felt a lot better to actually run in real running shoes, right? And I'm start incorporating that more, like interval, like run, walk, jog, run. But anyway, you can always improve on things, right? And as you get older, men get better and we get wiser. Women start to decline rapidly. We know this, we know that. But a lot of you guys have to always just keep in mind, like, the whole game right now is so bad because we're dealing with like this breed of like super hoes. Like this is like a whole new universe that we're dealing with. This has never been seen before, right? And that's why you have such an extreme movement of men that's just like, you know what? Either I'm gonna travel or I'm cool. Like, and it's creating better men, actually. Like, it's a lot of brothers that are really becoming better. They are locking in, so to speak. They're becoming better health-wise, financially, mentally. A lot of brothers are just quitting alcohol and partying and smoking. All the things that men used to do to get close to women, dudes are not doing. In turn, they're becoming better versions of themselves. Because as we see out in the world, women are like hedonistic. They love to party, they love to drink, they love to do everything for pleasure and fun and false luxury. And they become burnt out on that. They smoke cigarettes and things like that. And it's like, you ever been out and you see a beautiful girl and then you see her like smoke a cigarette? It's like, damn, yo. It always trips me out. Girls are like major alcoholics. Like you see them online and they're doing these things where, you ever seen those things online where it's like people at a party and they got a big ass like jug and everybody's pouring all their liquor, and I see one where there's all these girls and they're just pouring all this tequila and vodka and some sugary bullshit, and they're pouring it all together and mixing it, and it's like a hooch pooch, hunch punch, whatever that shit called from college. And they're doing that, and these women are like 30 plus. You know what I'm saying? They're like 30 plus. These are grown ass women drinking like they're in college. You know what I'm saying? Like who the fuck in the right mind is mixing Tony's whatever that shit is called vodka with tequila, and then adding all that shit together. And what are y'all planning on doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all don't get hangovers. Like, I don't get it. My birthday passed and I was very moderate with drinks and even people buying it. Like, I was like cool on it. Like, yeah, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, I was just like, I'm really kind of straight on all of that. Like, I don't want to be hungover for my birthday. I can go eat and chill, but I'm good. And the niggas bought me like a bottle of whiskey. It's like a good bottle of whiskey. I just put it up in the cabinet. Like, I don't plan on really drinking that. Maybe when like guests come over or something. But I really don't drink like that, at this point in my life. And even when it's social, it's more times than not that I'll just be like drinking on water, or, if I do have like a whiskey, man, I'll have like one, and that should be like everything for the night for me. Like, I'm just sipping it, just because I'm, being social, but it's really not a big deal. Like, these women are like full-blown alcoholics, weedaholics, cokeaholics, whatever you want to call it, pills and all type of shit, man. And I always talked about this, like how men, we gotta like get in this mode to deal with most women now because they're so broken, right? And the more broken women you got, the more men that you're gonna have following this path of brokenness to relate to them, right? Now you gotta be a drunk ass. And there was this girl I'm kind of dealing with, kind of, sort of, not really. I'll get into that. And I was talking to her, and I was like, yeah, I don't really be drinking like that. She's like, well, I want us to smoke weed together. And I'm like, I don't smoke. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do you want me to smoke weed with you? I don't really give a fuck about smoking weed. Like, I never did. But why do you want me to do it? You know what I'm saying? Like, why I gotta do it? And it was something that I learned dealing with this young girl, right? She's like 24, 25, something like that, right? And she's cute, she's attractive, and we hung out, and it was like we hung out, went out for, kicking one time, and I really see her like every once in a while, and then we finally came through, and she came to the crib, we messed around a little, whatever, nothing crazy, but she did some things, we'll leave it at that. And then I noticed after the fact that she started getting real distant. You know what I mean? Like, it was like weird. And that's something you could tell, that's a red flag, right? When I tell you she did something to me, that's all I'm gonna say, right? And if you're gonna front and act weird after that says a lot about you, right? Because when we're men, I remember back in the day, man, if you was dealing or dating with a girl, and if you got intimate, man, they was like locked onto you. Like, they wasn't trying to just be like whatever. Now, it don't even matter. Like, they literally, it's like nothing. And then they start getting distant like it never happened. And that's something I could tell you, like, oh, you do this a lot. I already knew that. But when you see that in real time, it always trips me out how like it's like doing push-ups to them now. Like a girl being intimate with a dude, it's like them doing push-ups, doing workout. It means nothing to her internally. Like, a woman like that is absolutely cooked. Like, and to be her age and already like that, it's like, damn, yo, you on a night train into a brick wall, yo, and you don't even know it. And me personally, I'm not really worrying about it. I'm not really pressed. I'm the type of dude, if you don't hit me, I'm not hitting you. So, I'll say what up, but if you being short or you acting like you got a lot of shit to do, I know how women operate. Y'all glued to y'all phones, Jack. And if a chick ain't hitting you up, like if she ain't trying to hit you, ain't nobody that busy, dog. And I'm cool. I'm not tripping on none of that. It's no big deal. Life goes on. But at the end of the day, you got to always know who you are, because when you know who you are and you know what you are and you know that you're probably the first of your kind that she's ever dealt with, you know what I'm saying? You always got to know that when you do, that confidence in and of itself will free you. It will give you freedom, and it will give you that ability to just let bygones be bygones. You won't go hitting her up. Like if I was on some shit, I'd be like, oh, yo, what you forgot about me? You can't hit me up. Where you at? What you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm sure I could tag it if I wanted to come do some things, but it ain't really that serious with me like that no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm an older guy. I'm 45 years old. I'm not in a horny state all the time. So if you a girl that has reduced yourself to just being an outlet, so to speak, or a release, you're not going to get much of my attention, even after the fact, because I'm not always in that frame of mind. And even when I am, it passes. It's other things to do. It's not that serious, right? And I live in a place like Brazil, swimming everywhere. So it's not like I gotta focus on anything, and I'm not really in a state of mind. This is the longest I've been single since I've been in Brazil. And honestly, I'm starting to like the idea of it, right? It's no distractions. My mind is clear. You know, all of that stuff is well and good. Nothing wrong with brothers having relationships and being with women on a serious note. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, I don't need it. So when you're a man and you know what you are, you know that you're Superman. And I'm not saying I'm Superman, but I'm me, right? And that's how you should look at yourself as a man. Like, I'm me. I've always been me. A lot of you dudes got nice homes and good careers. You're in great health. You got a lot going on for you. You got a lot of cool people around you. You did cool shit. You know? You got good cologne in your crib. You got nice gear. Fly vehicle. Play vehicle. You travel. You're pretty much Superman compared to your average goofy dude out in the world, right? So most of the women going to come around you are beneath you. They're Lois lanes. You understand? And especially modern women are so backwards that they will realize you're Superman and still try to, in their twisted mind, believe that they're superior to you and front on you, right? For whatever. Maybe it's intimidation. Maybe it's just whatever the rhetoric. Maybe she's just involved with too many dudes. All of that sick, twisted, demonic shit that goes on in today's world. Like, you know, women are just out there, right? And unfortunately, they've reduced themselves to these playthings. And, you know, when you do meet good-hearted dudes that are well together and they got their mind right and everything else is aligned with that, it's not like the comic book where she realizes Clark Kent is Superman and she acquiesces and starts to like him for whatever, you know. It's goofy in the comic, but that's what happened pretty much, right? Women are now so backwards that they'll realize you're Superman and not a Clark Kent, and they will still act to fly, right? That's how messed up the game is now. It's really a zero-sum game in a lot of ways. And I realized, you know, even coming to a place like South America, it's still America, it's still Western. So you deal with a lot of the same things. It's just not to the extreme of you know, the United States, but it still exists. And you have to be very mindful of that. And even with this young lady and a couple other ones that I dealt with in recent, I've noticed that, right? Like, they're so hot and cold that they choose to be how can I say it? Women love to normalize you in their imagination, right? They will never, only women who are raised right and raised with sense and understand men, they know not to downplay a man for his character and the good things he has and the good things he is, to make herself feel more compatible with him, or to make it easier for her to like mentally reject him because she knows that she's not equipped to deal with that kind of guy, right? It's a sign of very, 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 very distinct level of immaturity for a woman to meet a guy that she knows is on a different level for her, that has things she you know, he has a life, he has things that she doesn't have. And, you know, I know what she comes from, the shorty I'm talking about. I know how she lives, right? You know, she's a young girl who, you know, her bedroom is the same bedroom she probably grew up in her 20s, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it is. She's with a family. It is what it is. But there's no reason for me to feel a way about it. A lot of men get emotionally caught up in this self-deprivation. Is that the word? Self-deprivation? And correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's self-deprivation. When you talk down to yourself mentally by the actions of other people, or just doing it in general. A lot of men will get into the frame of mind where they self-deprivate because of the actions of a woman's and their slights and their subconscious rejections of them. Even if it's not warranted, right? There's no reason for anything. Like, I have no legitimate reason, or do I care to try to understand why this young lady is operating like this, because there's no loss for me, right? You're the one who did something to me because you were on your lady time, right? So I would think that maybe you would have more incentive to keep a connection going and be a little more aggressive, so you don't just be in my file the girl that did that and that's it, right? Isn't that kind of crazy? Like, if you're a woman, I would think you wouldn't want to be that. That's my last memory of you. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. It's weird. It's like, so I think about it. It's kind of funny because that's what I would think. But I'm maybe it's my logic and just my analysis of the situation. It's like, why would you want to be that? Why would you let that be the last situation, then act weird? Because now that's all I'm gonna remember you for. You see what I'm saying? Like, you probably want to add more to it, or sometimes, you guys, when you dated a shorty, and y'all might have messed around a bit, or whatever the case may be, right? And y'all never really did the do, but she might have did a little something, made you feel good. You know what I mean? And usually, she can't wait until she's ready and regular, where she like, yo, I want to get the real deal now. I want to, we ain't gonna leave with just that. She want to make sure that you get the whole package, right? So it's a little odd to not see that, that enthusiasm or that wanting, because it was all good and it was all fine and dandy up until a couple days after that. It was like real sporadic conversation, and me, I'm the type of guy, when I sense that, I just stopped talking. You see what I'm saying? I'm not gonna play the phone tag. Like, if you want to do all of that, that's fine. You busy, whatever. You got my number, hit me when you want to hit me. But I'm not the dude to be chasing you down. I'm not gonna be the dude texting you every day. What's up? Just for you to make some excuse. I don't give a fuck like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't really play those games, because once you get to a certain level with women, like understanding them, it's all a rerun. It's all a replay. You know when the women are fucking with you. You know when they kind of iffy. And, I'm telling you as men, do not waste your time with lukewarm girls. Like, girls that are lukewarm about you, like they kind of iffy or on the fence or whatever. You want girls that are hot for you, on you all the time. You do not want that hot and cold. That shit is a waste of time. I don't care if y'all physical. I don't care if y'all have had intimacy. I don't care. If she still can be hot and cold about it after the fact, and y'all done it mad times. It's not like a one and done where you might have smashed and maybe she just didn't like it and she just didn't feel like you did it like that. Whatever. Who cares? Like, it's not your job to be out here trying to be Johnny Longstrokes for these birds. These birds been getting tossed up since they've been 15. So who are you to try to be the dude to try to knock it out the park? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't even try to be that. Just do it. Be respectful of her. Try to make her feel a little good. But once you over it, man, get yours and keep it moving, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? We ain't trying to do all of that. 15, you 15, 20 years old, you trying to get it on for 45 minutes, all that crazy. Nah, man, I ain't doing all that bullshit, man. You know what I mean? So it's like, you don't want that. You don't want to be the guy in hot pursuit, because once you cross that line with a woman, ball is in your court. It's always going to be in your court. I don't care how much they try to talk about how much you're supposed to value your time sleeping with or getting some buns or whatever. How much they try to put it high on the hierarchy of, importance. You should never feel like you got to work your way to acquire more of her after you've already crossed that line. After that, she should be trying to show you that you want to keep her around. She's worthy of being kept around. That should be her number one priority if she wants it to be. If she does it, so what? You let her frolic back into the forest line amongst the trees and the bushes and the weeping willows and let her return to the wild, right? You set her free. You know what I mean? You you let her out and just let her run out there. She looks back. You say, no, keep going. You're free now. You're free. And she kind of scurries up a little bit. You go. And then she finally scurries back into the woods. And you're like, all right, I set her back. She's gone. She's back in the wild. Whatever the case may be, right? That should always be part of you should always have that ready. That should always be something that you have prepared. Like whenever you start to sense certain actions and activities, certain repetitive patterns, it's time. You should be ready to, drive out to the field, find the forest line, and let her make her way back. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. This is the adjustments you got to make. You play a game or you play whatever, football, basketball, you got to make adjustments on the fly sometimes, because women nowadays are so whimsical and flaky and out there that they go from hot to cold so fast, and intimacy has no bearing on this, that you have to be pretty much prepared for this, because it's like we're in a state where it's so complicated and difficult to make progress in relationships now. They're just always like stuck in the mud, or it's like you can't, you drive a car, you drive manual, and you progress through the gears, you pick up speed, you go from second to third to fourth to fifth, and now you're moving, right? It's like with these girls, it's like they're stalled out at like casual, right? They're stalled out at casual, to where like nobody wants to make it past casual. They want to just keep being in this state of mind. And that's the world we live in now, right? So as men, you got to kind of already know, like, yeah, this is just how the game is. It's casual. It's casual Friday forever now, right? And no matter what you deal with, how a woman comes at you, you should always be prepared to know that, even if y'all messing around, that once you get to that point where you say, I'm kind of feeling you, that's when most of them are going to go cold, because most of them are not worthy of these relationships, and they know it. So when you start to show that, it's like they get disappointed, like, and I'm not saying that's every case, but just so you understand that it's not you, bro. That's what I want men to like. Don't let that, be a chink on your armor. It's not. It's her problem. That's her displaying her brokenness. That's her brokenness on display, whether you like to believe it or not. That's her brokenness being displayed to you, and now you have to act accordingly. A lot of brothers are men of all races are dealing with brokenness, and it's so many broken women. It's like you can't even. It's like it's normalized brokenness now. So this behavior is almost like normal. It's not. I can vividly remember a time when it was not like this, right? If you were dating a girl and y'all went out a couple times and y'all, got to it and got a little intimate, that girl was trying to be with you, dog. Like, no ifs, ands, and maybes. You see what I'm saying? She was trying to be your girlfriend. and move on from there, right? We're in a different kind of place now. And even if you're not trying to, I've been with a shorty that I was with for a long time, and we didn't really do a lot of things because we were young, but we were trying to do that. You understand? Nowadays, the word relationship in depth of a relationship, that makes them run back into the woodline, bro. You always got to be ready to let them run back in the woodline, because even if they sense, not even you want a relationship, if they sense you're a man with some decency, you have a disposition where you got some sense, you're not an evil, vile, despicable motherfucker, they're going to sense that you might have that in you and still move like that. So it's not really something that you could prevent, you know what I mean? Because these women are like PhDs in sexology, so they have so much sex that they just can tell, right? And it's all right, man. It's not a knock against you. Again, as I keep trying to say, it's not a knock against you. You're Superman, right? She's a mere mortal out here. So it doesn't matter. Like, you think if Lois Lane was like mad and punching on Superman, he would care? Like, he'd be like, all right, whatever. You know what I'm saying? What are you really going to do? Make me feel some type of way? But I'm Superman. I can catch a bullet with my teeth. You can't do anything to me. They could drop a nuclear bomb on me and I would not have a scratch on me. So it's like, your little mere mortal broken psychology, it means nothing to me, right? The reason I'm making this video is just to point out the scenarios in real time that I experienced, so that these lessons can be an aid for you younger guys in the video, a reminder to the older cats that's my age, my peers, that this is what's happening right now, whether you in the game or you out the game. This is how it works. This is whether you're in America or you're in other countries, right? Because I've had women that wanted to be with me and it was obvious. That's one thing you know about women in South America. When they want you, it's nothing about it. But a lot of times as men, right, you meet these girls in these broken states. They're in this state of young brokenness, right? They're lost. So when they meet you, even if they do get intimate with you, it doesn't change the fact that she's lost, right? And we're far beyond the days of trying to salvage lost women, right? We're not throwing out life preservers. We're not sending out SOSs. We're not the Coast Guard, all right? We're not a reconnaissance team going into Fallujah trying to pick up some POVs and bring them back to safety. We're not doing that no more. If she's lost, that's it, right? Once you discover that fact and you realize you're dealing with a lost, broken woman, we don't go into savior mode, right? And when they're in that state, it's nothing you can do to change that. A lot of men have tried and failed and lost everything. Some even lost their lives. Some even lost their freedom trying to salvage a lost woman that was never going to be found. She can try to pretend like she isn't lost. She can enjoy the idea of the life, like, that movie Pretty Woman, when he took her and she's buying her all the nice things, and she's like, she can assimilate for a while to like, wow, this is what good women actually deal with. Too bad I ain't shit, right? And I never was. So she's going to play the role for the feeling, but she's always going to be lost, and she's going to attract other lost people, and that's where she's going to find a home at. And their fate, like the video I said, let their life be their judgment. It is not up to you to try to change the course of reality. It's not your job. This is not a Marvel movie timeline where you're going to create an alternate universe where you and her are happily married and she's this awesome, wonderful wife. No, it doesn't exist. She's forever going to be lost. It's not up to you to try to alter reality. That reality will be forever, and it will go on beyond and long beyond you, right? Excuse me. And the video I made, Let Her Life Be Her Judgment, that video is on my Patreon. If this video is on YouTube, go look at the Patreon and you'll find that video. If you're on Patreon, then you can just go look for the video, right? But her life will be her judgment regardless, and you'll be just another guy, right? You'll be another guy on her timeline of men, and you will be forgotten eventually, right? And I said in the video, I think the secret of her sexuality, the video that's on my main channel, I said, a lot of men think that their intimate moments with these women, they'll think back 3 years and they'll be like, man, I what about John? Yo, dog, she done forgot about you, fam. She done forgot about you. You've been long forgotten. I'm talking about girls that you might have smashed a year ago. Probably already forgot about you, dog. That's how many men they come across in a period of time. That they meet a man and he just becomes like a distant memory. You understand? I mean, I've been with a good amount of women. I'm not bragging. You know what I mean? I'm actually ashamed of that I've been with a lot of women, and there's a lot of women I don't remember. It's sometimes when I'm just thinking, I'm like, oh, I remember that girl. I forgot about. Oh yeah. You understand? It's sad, man. It's not even nothing to brag about. I'm actually ashamed of it, right? I wish I could take it all back. To be truly honest with you, right? And as men, we're wired for this, and it's crazy. Like, I don't really go out even trying to pursue it. It's just sometimes it just happens. That's how I operate now. When women come around, they come around. If they don't, they don't. If I holler at something, it's not feeling, whatever. I just keep. I have no true I need desire. Like, if a woman comes around, she come around. If they don't, they don't. It's whatever. Life is still peachy, right? So it's and that's really how you gotta be, right? It's like men, of course, men that are in a constant pursuit of women are gonna have more women. You know what I mean? And a lot of guys can be that, because a lot of men think that they can't be that. They think that they can't get a lot of girls, and they can't talk to a bunch of women. They can't have a lot of female partners all the time. And really, it's just about wanting to do it, right? But you got to remember, you can be that guy, right? You can alter yourself and be that guy and go out and date a lot and always holler at a bunch of girls, and you're going to get more women, right? And a lot of men think they don't. But if you really knew the type of bums that most of these shorties would deal with, you probably have a little more confidence in yourself if that's what you wanted to do. Because most women are not dealing with dudes that you think they are. They're not. They're dealing with bums and lowlifes, goofballs, dirt bags. You know what I'm saying? Dudes that drink Still Reserve and shit like that. Like real losers. You understand? So if you wanted to be that, you could, because you're not a loser. You're actually somebody, right? But then you got to think, at what cost, right? It could be a spiritual decline for you. It could be a financial decline. It could be you drinking more, partying more, wasting more time. So do you really want to be that guy? I didn't think so, right? I take them as they come, right? And that's my mentality. I've been that guy before. It didn't benefit me nothing. It was just time, money lost. So why would you want to choose that fate for yourself and run yourself into the ground and be this wild maverick trying to get with every girl you see, right? But what are you really getting at the end of the day? You understand? You might get lucky and find like a life partner or somebody who gonna be in your life for a while and benefit you. You might. But you can also go to the casino and play the roulette table and you might hit. You know what I'm saying? But that's literally what you're doing, because really what you're inviting is more brokenness into your life of peace and serenity. You understand? That's what you inviting. You bringing more broken people into your world that you've designed to be a world of peace. These women live in chaos and instability, masked as this life of luxury and benevolence and opulence, right? That they display on social media, but it's really chaotic and brokenness and emotional breakdowns and drugs and alcohol and sex and heartache and abandonment, right? So you want to bring that into your world, bro? That's like having somebody with dirty shoes come walk in your clean crib, muddy boots on your white marble floors. Like, do you want that? Because that's really what is happening nowadays. And a lot of brothers are losing because they're letting these muddy boot sycophants come up in their crib and leave footprints everywhere. And then you got to clean up the mess later when they leave. Because every time a man, it's like men are getting smarter, right? Men are adaptive creatures. Men are getting smarter. They're learning to adapt to the environment. Men aren't mad at women. Men don't hate women. Men are just adapting to them, right? Because a man is always going to be about self-preservation. It's the first rule of nature, self-preservation. So when you're dealing with this, you're going to adapt so that you can have the best outcome for yourself, right? Because when men love for real. Men love deeply. Men sacrifice a lot. They sacrifice their lives, their time to build families and stuff like that. So every time a woman takes advantage of that, or she betrays that, them women take a little piece of you with them. You understand? They take a little bit of that light with them, and you gotta build that light back up. You the one that gotta fan that fire of light within you back up. You the one that gotta throw the twigs on it and blow on it and get it back into a roaring blaze again. You understand? But every time that fire is just not as bright as it used to be, no matter what you do. So you got to keep that to yourself. You don't want to be giving that away. You don't want to keep giving women light they don't deserve, man. So regardless of how you feel or how you think other guys, a lot of times when men are single, and they're just going through the motions and they're doing their thing and they're locking in, and you're not dating, you're not dealing with any women, you get this subconscious thought that like everybody's dating and having sex but you. You feel like you're the only one on earth that's living like that. That's not true. It's a lot of other people on that, but if you're in that world and that's the world you want to be in, it's always there. But if you got things going on and you've been there, done that, we got to get over that idea that because a man isn't going out trying to smash 100 women every week, that is something wrong with him or he's incapable of doing it. You understand? Like, dudes are acting like this is what trips me out, is that the goofy dudes that live like that and the women in these broken women, they act like these girls aren't like super whores. You know what I'm saying? Like, they act like it's not hard to smash y'all. Y'all really think that y'all are a challenge. You're not. Because when I actually put myself out there, the success rate is it was always like that. I'm not an ugly dude. Never was. I'm not a cornball. I got a gift of gab. Clearly, right? So every time I put myself in that world, I fit right in. It was nothing to get dates and girls and go out. You know what I mean? I've been in that garden, been on the weekend and had one shorty Friday, another shorty Saturday. You know what I'm saying? Not bragging because I'm not proud of it, right? because that's a different person. That's not the man I am now, right? So, and there's a lot of different things I'm saying in this video, but the real point of this video is for you to understand that Superman was never supposed to be with Lois Lane. It doesn't even make sense. They're not even the same species. You understand? They're not even from the same planet. But that's like that fantasy, right? That when, oh, I could get a Superman, even though he's like literally a demigod. Like, I can deal with that. No, you can't. You shouldn't even be talking to him. You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? And a lot of y'all dudes is like, you got to understand, like, when you peel it all away, when you peel it all away, and you pay attention to really analyze most of these shorties that you get around, it's like you got to think. It's a lot of illusion going on. It's a lot of things you see that ain't really there. You understand? It's not real. And in the shelf life of most of them is 10 years. The way these girls is going with the drinking and the drugging and the alcohol and the sleeping around and the wild lifestyles and all that crazy stuff and the excessive makeup and all of that stuff, they're going to age out the game fast. There's no longevity in that life. There's no longevity. They might have 10, 15 years max at the most. I'm talking about from 16 to like 29, 30. That's the most they could get. That's the best of it. And then men, depending on, you know, how you operate, you got from 25 to forever. You see what I'm saying? So you're pretty much Superman, and that's how God designed you to be, right? He made you first. You're in his image. God designed man in his image. He didn't design women. Didn't say he designed women in his image. Women came from you. They are a derivative of you, a weaker, you know, version of what you are. So the fact that you would even think that you're equal or they're above you is insanity. It's not even biblical. It's wrong. So don't ever get yourself down because of dealing. And on top of the brokenness you're dealing with people that are not even it shouldn't even be in your scope of vision. They're not even on your planet. You understand? They shouldn't even be allowed in your throne room. Like, look at it like that. They shouldn't even be allowed in your throne room. You got to think like back in the days, like fucking Game of Thrones. Like, remember when there was a shorty? Like, think about it. The only women that were looking real presentable back in those days, like Game of Thrones, was like royalty and like working girls, right? Who had access to like makeup and hairstylists and shampoo and soap and water and all of that stuff, right? The average peasant woman in the streets was looking nuts, right? Eyebrows, bushy, hairy underarms, no looking crazy, no makeup, rags on and shit. So you got to think, like, that's really who they are. Like, when you take away everything, you know, you got frizzy hair, your eyebrows connect like Anthony Davis, you might have a little mustache, hairy arms, hairy legs, hairy all over the place. Ain't really nothing to really throw your life away over, is it? Ain't really nothing you should be stressed out about now, is it? Remember who you are, man. Alright? I'm gonna leave this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this gives you a little game, gives you a little wisdom, give you a little inspiration, picks you up a little bit. A lot of guys dealing with ex-girlfriends and old relationships, and they feeling some type of way. They dating, and the dating game is getting them frustrated, dealing with these aloof, broken females, and you think it's something wrong with you. Just remember who you are. Always. Doesn't matter. They have no effect on you, huh? You know what I'm saying? Don't matter. Their life will be their judgment. It's always going to play out the same way. There's literally no escaping how it plays out for all of them who operate like that. It always ends up the same way, right? You just get in where you fit in and get going, because the inevitable is the inevitable. There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing they could do about it unless they make a drastic change in psychology. Unless they do that, and most of them are brainwashed to pretty much like you remember in the Bible when the guy was possessed and he said, "We are legion, for we are many," and he was banished, and Christ banished them into pigs, and the pigs all ran and jumped in the ocean. You see what I'm saying? It was like, oh, he knows our time and all that. So you throw them into the ocean. Like, that's pretty much how it is. They're all just beelining it off this cliff one at a time. Some of them are further in the front of the line. The younger women are in the back of the line, right? But just think of a herd of pigs just running off a cliff constantly, and that's the timeline of their existence. The older women are in the front, the women in the middle, and the younger girls at the end of the line, and they don't even know the cliff is there yet. None of them know until they get right there. Like, oh, but they're just running full speed. So it's like, you can't stop it, fam. Don't try to stop it. It is what it is. It's your boy TMT Ghost. I'm out here. Hope you brothers stay blessed. Peace.